starting a recording for you guys for Iron Rebellion. It's going to go over the basics for each class, starting tonight with the Scout. The Scout is your very basic, very basic, lightweight class. One of three, so we have Assault, Heavy, and Scout. Tonight we're going to be starting with Scout. We're going to start with you in the hangar area. Hangar is a basic starting area where we can see basically your information, version that you're running, your battles, your rank, player counts. Online is 2, so there's 2 of us online right now, myself and another one. Fire Rider AB144 is myself. We have the ability to either host a match or enter training. We are going to start in training, and then we're going to host an AI match to give you guys a feel for where we're at. The loadout screen, so that you can set everything up before you play, and this gives you the training, will give you a good area to learn how to utilize the stuff that we're going to talk about in the physical space of the training room. So we can set up, we have 7 slots. We can set up 8 individual, all the same or different. So for instance, we've got a Scout, which is a setup. This is the loadout. Scout, it has a bulkhead and a howitzer. We saved it, which is the red cards over here on the side. We can change the class or the weapons. The Scouts weapon classes will run with the left side will run either a smoke or a bulkhead. The bulkhead, with the description here, you can read that. Invaluable external armor, absorbs 100% of incoming firepower, providing unparalleled protection against enemy assaults. The cost is slight visibility reduction and the loss of 1 weapon slot. But the Scout can only carry 1 weapon slot, or only other option is smoke. Disrupts enemy vision, will break line of sight, and make it so you cannot basically tag targets in that area. So, we're going to start with the bulkhead and the howitzer. The howitzer is a high-powered, high-accuracy damage M-class weapon. This weapon has a charge time in order to inflict or deliver devastating blows against extremely long distances. So, we'll go to play, enter training. This is your training arena. When we start into the loading area, you can see we're loaded in. We are in the cockpit of the mech. To start the mech, just as in the tutorial, we're going to press all of the buttons. The mech is going to start up. To our left side, you have the movement counter, so the actual throttle and movement of the robot will be controlled by this left hand. If you remove it, you will not move. You can turn with the right hand, which will move your weapons, both slots. We have the ejection button, which is the big red button. Don't ever hit the big red button. We have the lever action stuff. We can turn off the radar, turn the radar back on. Radar does not currently show any enemy positions, tagged or untagged. We have the cargo selection lever, so we can accept cargo into the ammunition hold of the mech. Again, we have the weapon selection here for turning your mech as well as coming up and down. If you use the joystick on this right controller here to flick right, it will select the right weapon only. If you use the left turn on it, it will select the left weapon wherever you leave it. So for instance, we want the bulkhead to come all the way to the left. We can turn and strafe all the way to the left and then lock it. It will stay in that position. Same thing with the right side. It's now locked in position, so it's locked in the upright position. So we'll move this back, and once you get it back, it'll move it right back into place. The way to get both weapons to fire at once, the bulkhead doesn't fire obviously, as it's a stationary protective item, but you will go straight up with that joystick, and then it puts both of them on the same traverse. So we're going to select the bulkhead, move it out of the way, try to save ourselves some visibility there. And then if we fire a round, you now notice that your ammunition bar on the right side HUD here has gone down by 1. The howitzer by itself will hold 4 rounds in the magazine, with another base 18 rounds in the internal hold of the mech. If we fire a couple of rounds, wait the charge up, fire, we can then push the down button if we're not engaging with targets. That will reload the weapon. So it's back up. After a short time, the red bar will mark and indicate where the weapon reload is at. Now you're back to 4 rounds, and we've taken them out of the hold. Running back and up and into the selection screen for the mech, to change the height of these if you're uncomfortable with where they are at. To move just the joysticks, you can move this up or down. Move into wherever you're comfortable with, play around with them. So I'm comfortable right there, or you can move all of them, which is going to be the second one's going to be your handhold there for your cargo. Again, if we want to move both, we can move both. If we want to move one or the other, we can do that too. These buttons don't do anything at the moment. Coming up across your screen here, you've got just general analytics. There's nothing really here that does anything. We've got the sector selection and the repair handle, which will give us the ability to select a sector that is damaged. These are the 2 selections for the scout bot mech. 1, 2. Sector 1 and Sector 2. When you take damage, wherever you're hit, Sector 2 will be the leg portion of the mech. Sector 1 will be the cockpit portion. The larger the robot, the more sections it's going to have. Your assault mechs are going to have 4, and the heavy mechs are going to have 6, due to the fact that they're a larger, better armored item. So, to heal, you will, as in the tutorial, as it explained, enter safe mode. The bar will drop down. You will not lose the ability to move completely, but it will lighten the ability to move quickly. And you cannot jump or use jump jets. So the drones, once you hit safe mode, will lower this down. You can pull the handle, and it will allow the mech to be fixed, essentially, the sector that you selected. The heals, you can carry up to 2. You can carry enough to heal 1 of each slot in each mech. So the scout, having 2 sectors, is going to be able to hold 2 of the repair drone modules. So now that we've got the basics, after we look across here, this is just a flavor item, so it doesn't do anything at the moment. And then we have our radio, so it's a world chat or team chat, which is the A, B, the Alpha Bravo here. So you can select to talk to only your team, or you can select to talk to everybody at once. The mic will allow you to hear on that channel, and the microphone will allow that channel. Deselect it to just mute yourself so you're not talking to anybody. We're going to leave ours muted, and if we have other players come in, we will of course mute the world chat to save from any wonderful trolling that may happen. So, to move the mech, the left stick is going to be your movement. Once you have secured yourself to the throttle, you've got left to go left, right to go right. An up push on the stick will move you forward. A back push on the stick will move you back. The other hand here does not have to be engaged, so you can secure cargo with that hand or with this hand, or vice versa. We can push back. What we just secured there was ammunition, as you've seen. If you saw on the update, the heads-up display here, we've got 32 rounds now instead of 13. So we've got a prompt on screen on the HUD, secure cargo. Cargo is now secured. The green capsules are going to be your repair drones. We've got 2 on board the mech at this time. If we go to use them, we can select both areas. Enter safe mode. Again, while in safe mode, we cannot jump, but we can move. We can get out of the way. So if we're taking fire and we need to heal, we can take one hand off and be healing as we go. The mech will make you, so if we cross-select like we just did, it will make me use both of them before it will return me to the scene, to the ability to see the crosshairs on the HUD. But on certain weapons such as the howitzer, we've lost our HUD. The howitzer has a laser designator that will tell you where the round should go. So we can watch particularly where the rounds are going and see, even in safe mode, that we can hit targets in that area. Resecure. Again, you cannot back out of this until you physically activate it, so we'll let it heal that. Now we've got our display back. We've fired 3 rounds, so we'll go ahead and reload. All of this can be done while moving. And now we're back in business. The training area in which we are currently set has got the safe area, which is this main square here. I do not know if the mech ball is a safe area or not. I do not believe that it is. And then the PvP area, which is this area right here. This is a non-safe zone. It is combat active. So if you come in here and there are other people in your training, they can damage you, they can kill you in this area, but you will respawn in either this space up here or this space over here, and it'll allow you to jump down and restart. It does not affect your scores. It does not affect anything like that. So we've got the basics down. We know how to heal. We know how to pre-select our areas. The scout, as the first base class, is going to be a lightweight, highly mobile fighting mech that can run quickly. It has very extremely light armor, so you're not going to be able to tank shots as easily with it, which is where the bulkhead on this right hand side comes in. The bulkhead is extra armor, and it will tank 100% of the shot that it takes, unless they completely bypass it or it's an area of effect weapon like a missile launcher or artillery and it drops on top of you. The howitzer is going to be your incredibly accurate, high damage, high charge. It's basically a sniper rifle. You can run it dualed up on other mechs, but on this one, of course, you get 1 weapon per light scout mech, so I choose the howitzer because it's a heavy hitter that I can come in at decent range and attack with. We have area selection here, so if you're in a position when you start the match that you can stop, pick up the extra health, pre-select both on the light mech, on the scout. What that will do is when you go to heal, because you will get in contact, you will be damaged, you will end up being able to heal both at once. The biggest benefit to this mech, as you saw, I can pick up items while running, so be sure to keep up with your surroundings, check everything, and be able to run everything right where it needs to be as far as keeping up with damage, and it will not deactivate until you select again or you go into safe mode and utilize it. So we have very much got an extremely light mech that when we utilize our jump jets, which is the left trigger, bottom trigger, the left grip trigger will be yours. The hold, unless you toggle it, will be the left hold button for this particular item. As far as you can toggle it to where it'll run individually, it'll just toggle and hold it permanently. If you want to get rid of that, re-click it and it'll let it go. Everything, I just use hold so I can use that other hand. So for instance, if I'm up in an area like this and I'm playing basically spotting, I can pick up ammo, or I can camp over here on the ammo where I know I'm going to have the extra pickups. I can stay here and stay within cover, fire from behind, or a better option would be to come up here, reselect your bulkhead, pick it up into an area where we can not clip through the wall, and we can fire right here, and that gives us a good view. The right stick, if you click it, will zoom in your shots so that you can see further across the map. It does help, especially in areas with fog. When you use the B button on the Oculus Quest, it will tag those areas. So if there's an enemy standing here on this health point and I tag it, it will allow me to mark that as an enemy. It'll become a red diamond, which you'll see in the AI attack phase of this when we go into an actual match with you, and it'll hold that for approximately 10 to 15 seconds. The smoke canister that you can launch off of the left arm on this one will block line of sight and will make it so you cannot see or tag targets in the smoke. You can still shoot through it, you can run through it, it won't damage you, but you cannot see or tag targets in that smoke. It will prevent full tags from taking place. So, when we go run through, right stick again is the zoom in, zoom out feature. To select both weapons at once, click the up button. That'll allow both of them to traverse at the same time. Click the down button to reload. And to switch weapons individual, you'll go left or right with the stick. Alright, to switch mechs, for instance, if you're not happy with this mech, the way we will go about doing that is in matches it will cost you the point to do it. You flip up your cover here, your safety cover, your spread button. You can select another weapon class. You reselect everything. Just be aware when you do play, if you come through and say in our haste to get started, we miss that. Now if you'll notice, I don't have my handlebars. It'll let me hold them, but they're in the up position. I missed that switch. If I miss the first switch, it won't bring up the screen. If I miss the third switch, it won't bring up the other items. If I miss the last switch, it will not bring up the hydraulics, which will make the robot basically look straight at the ground. So be sure if you're having issues where, well, I can't start or I'm having issues seeing, then be aware that the weapon is that the mech is more than likely you've missed a switch, because some of them don't light up, like this one doesn't light up or it just changes around. So be sure to just stop for a second, relax, go over everything and go, okay, make sure all the switches are flipped, make sure everything is good. The switches do interact with your hand as a whole, so what I like to do when I start is flip all the switches at once, because in certain maps, like the player made, the Lunar City, it is a drop-in map, so you will be dropped into a map from basically a drop ship onto the pad, which is a small cityscape, and you will be, in essence, dropped from the sky. So if you take a long time to mess around and just play with the switches and stuff, you'll end up on the ground. While there is no fall damage, it is a fairly easy way to become a good target coming out of the sky. With certain weapons, for instance, the Stag, which is a shotgun, extremely dangerous at close range. It fires the armor-piercing flechettes. You're going to have a rapid fire, so if I hold the button down, or keep firing, in essence, I've got 1 round remaining. Or, so it's reloading that with the belt-fed style ammunition there, being able to run it into the rotary wheel for the ammunition. If I hold that down button, if you'll watch my ammo, he's reloading. It's pumping that round back into the chamber. We're not going below 5, which is, if I'm not mistaken, a bug at this time. Certain weapons will do it. The howitzer will not. The missile launchers will. So the Quartz and some other ones that are just very quickly reload. This one is one of those weapons. With it being such a devastating close-range weapon, if you need to, it is very effective to just basically slam fire it. Just run up and boom, 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 boom. And if you forget to, that's fine. You can always just run through all 6, and it will fire more quickly. But you're going to have a cooldown time. I enjoy coming in here on the mech ball and getting practice just smacking the ball around with my guns, because the ball is indestructible, and it'll give you the ability to learn where the lead time for the weapons are, show you when you're getting hits with the weapon, give you a chance to jump around, move, kind of do your own thing. And just basically try to keep it in the air as long as you can. See, I've run it out of ammo, so now you can hear it clicking. So we've run through 60 or 70 rounds. I'll let go of the rifle, or let go of the weapon arm, reselect. And change everything over. Now we've got 6 rounds of 42. We've got a full magazine. So, with that being the basics of this weapon system, we will go ahead and get into a hosted match. I will make a match of Team Deathmatch, and we will show you the basics of playing against both AIs, and if we happen to have some players jump in, we can play against players. Alright, so to exit out of this area, you will come to your screen here, you'll look at your left hand, it goes away, and then you look at it. You can look at the score and tell individually your kill counts, deaths, KD stuff. Run escape, select escape, make sure it stays up, and it'll bring you back to, that brings us back to the main hangar. It offers it in here as well if you're playing on a standalone quest. The main Oculus button will offset you due to your play area. Recenter, in the recenter off of your hand, and it will give you the option to run that. So right now there's a match of Conquest. It looks like it's empty, there's nobody there, so we we're going to make the Conquest Team Deathmatch, not Conquest. We're going to keep crossing, so if you want to change the map, you can come up here, change everything around, or you can keep what you have. The sector is basically it is the server that you're hosting on. So we run that. Before you select, the last loadout you had selected is what you're going to be running. So I'm going to run a bulkhead and a howitzer on the scout class. That's what we're doing the basic on today. So we're going to play. It did not remove me from the server, so I'm still here. We're going to activate bots. The bots are fairly decent play. Do not obviously have the skill or ability to swap like the regular players do, but it will give you the ability to get soft or hard targets, really more hard targets to play against that are more suited. They're going to shoot back. They're going to give you an actual challenge and give you the ability to at least give the practice of tagging enemies, because your AI teammates will start collecting. They will start attacking tagged enemies. So, for instance, we're taking rounds from over here. You can see his streams. So we're going to fire from behind cover. We mark him. That's a hit. Target cleared. So when you're marking targets, be sure to shoot, move, and communicate with your team. The marker will clear itself after a short time. When we mark a target, we will tell our team essentially where the target is, what the target looks like. So if it's an assault or a heavy mech, we'll tell them, hey, it's an assault mech on my marker. When you tell them that, basic mech knowledge is always beneficial, because if I say, hey, there's an assault mech on the bridge, my marker, there's a contact assault mech, bridge, my marker, that will tell my team, hey, this is the type of mech, this is where it's at. It feeds them the same stuff it does you, so it gives them the range and marks it as an enemy target. So we'll finish out this round, let you guys give it a try yourselves. So I marked him, target marked, call it out, assault mech, my marker, 195 meters right of the bridge. Marker cleared, new target, my marker, assault mech, right, left side of the bridge, our left. Target cleared. When you clear the target, now that we've got a second, back out of the zoom, reload, and contact mark, my marker, 290 meters, assault mech. If you're having trouble hitting, like I said, that's where the practice comes in. Of course, I'm having all the trouble in the world catching targets at this point. So my team is engaging him. We have another target over here, and you can kind of spam mark out to the contact line marker. Under the bridge, marker under the bridge. And then now he's out of visual range. It's going to clear that marker. Come in and remark. fire from behind cover. Marker clear. Be sure you're always communicating to your team with general areas, general understanding of, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what's going on. There is no I in team, as they say, so when you run it, you're gonna have to pick up some slack. Your team can come to help, and if they don't know, we can't. If you don't know, you can't shoot it. Contact my marker. I'm damaged heavily. I'm out. I was taken down, so it shot me. Fire rifle. Awesome ball. And he was taken out by another team. It gives you the option for about 15 seconds to choose a new class. If we wanted to, we could switch to either assault class or. So that's all of them picked up at once. We're going to select this out to the side so I have a better visibility. The bulkhead, like I said, offers you great protection, excellent protection, but it will also come at the cost of visibility. So if it's out of the way, I can zoom in and not have it be in the way. If it's up close, it will be in the scope. So what we have coming around here, like I said, we're at the 1st to 20. We are the red team, so we're playing fairly well. Of course, it is against AIs. So this, like I said, gives you a good set of hard targets. Target marked, right side of the bridge, assault deck, target struck. Second target, contact on the right side of the bridge. Contact on me to my left. Contact left side of the bridge, my marker. We're damaged again. Back out. We can select both again. Safe mode. Again, we have the ability to move, so get behind cover. Stay mobile. Heal really quickly. So like I said, we don't take very many rounds to get rid of in this game. You have to stay mobile, you have to stay communicating. Your very basic idea is going to be to attract attention. You're there to hit the enemy closed in and ready to go. So it's both hands. You missed one. Clear that left one out. As you run through, be sure you're checking the health pickups and ammunition pickups. They will appear as the little yellow specks right here on the map, like right there. So you have the ability to jump and see all of that. And like I said, as we finish out this round, we will let you guys go ahead and jump into the Armored Rebellion, or get it if you're on the fence about it. It's a greatly suggested game. To me, it's one of the best. It's one of our guys, denoted by the green arrow. One of the best cockpit sims that I've seen in a pretty good while. I loved Armored Core back in the day, so we can't mess around with that. I love having it. Look and see. The mech is chasing down an enemy over here. Like I said, if you can spam that area, I just marked it, but I did not hit anybody with it. So I hear an enemy over here. Where is he at? There he is. Target marked. Left side of the bridge. My marker. And for the most part, if you can avoid target cleared, contact cleared, rather, if you can stand up here outside of enemy contact and really just mark targets as a scout, you're doing your job. Because we are small and squishy. Contact cleared. Contact right. Did you see that? You see that bulkhead just picking it up, picking up that extra damage. Now we're out of heals, so our next position, our next proposition, while marking targets as we go, will be to get back to another marker and right there. But that one's a little out in the open for my taste, but against AI it should be okay. You can hear with the headset your AI's fighting. You can hear other mechs running around. Contact my marker. Contact clear. Second contact, my marker. The AIs, having seen my marker, are now contact clear, are now attacking that marker. And they will do this in the regular game as well. It's a good way to draw the AI to either hold down an enemy, pin them in place, contact my marker. Contact clear. Contact my marker, left side of the bridge. Ooh, contact hit. Second contact, my marker.
Beginning
Contact clear.
extraction.
So that's Iron Man, guys. Be sure to check it out. Thanks again. We'll